Hey guys, it's Jez here from Windows Central Gaming, here with a quick video look at the new Xbox Cloud Gaming interface, which is accessible via play.xbox.com. This interface is actually really interesting, even if you're not a cloud gamer. Stay tuned to find out why. So yeah, as I mentioned, this is available via a new preview over at play.xbox.com, and it is basically just a new web interface for Xbox Cloud Gaming. As of writing, this is available at least in the main markets where xCloud is present. I think it's pretty much available globally. You can just go over to the website and opt in and check it out for yourself. But by default, we have this console-like interface. This is optimized for your TV, sitting back, playing on a sofa, or playing on like a handheld device, you know, where you need the scaling to be big for the small screen, that kind of stuff. You know, it's pretty familiar at first glance. If you've used xCloud before, you won't be like confused about exactly what this is and what this represents. It's got the guide menu, as you would expect. If you've used an Xbox console before, this will be very familiar to you indeed. It's got your friends list, your messaging, and it's also got, you know, access to your achievements, and then also your Xbox Cloud Gaming library. It shows all the games that you own, all the games are on Game Pass, as well as access to your full library. It's also got these icons across the top, which again, very reminiscent of Xbox console. And it's also got these new filters, which again, very reminiscent of Xbox console. You can filter by or sort by A to Z, maturity rating, recently played, recently added. And then you can also, if I can navigate across to it, you can also sort it by list view, and then also have a detailed view, a table view, and stuff like that, which is very, very nice. It's also got familiar filters that are also available on console typically. It's very, very close to console all up pretty much, which is, you know, a nice touch. Now, one thing that's also interesting in this build is if you navigate over here to settings, go down to appearance, you can set it into desktop mode, which scales it more in an optimal way for your monitor. So like if you're sitting up close to a big screen, you don't necessarily need these giant TV optimized blocks, right? You can use more of the screen real estate more effectively and get more information upon screen. You've got your friends list here, which makes it easy to jump into a game with them. And then like you scroll further down, all the familiar stuff that is on cloud already. Play with mouse and keyboard, stream your own game, games that are leaving Game Pass soon, so on and so forth. But what it does do when you're scaling into this mode, it surfaces some of the guide content into this new sidebar, which I think is a pretty nice touch. And it's pretty familiar and reminiscent of the Xbox PC app. One thing that I do think about this interface, besides the fact that it's much faster than Xbox PC, I feel like it's much cleaner than the Xbox PC app as well. It uses the screen space more effectively for my money, and it doesn't have a lot of these sort of useless giant blocks that the old app kind of had. I don't know what the engagement was like on some of those blocks on the Xbox PC app, but it's the stuff like, you know, it gives you a little questionnaire like, do you want to fight with a gun or fight with a sword and shield? And then it gives you some game recommendations. I'm like, bro, this whole screen could be used to just tell me what games have recently launched on Xbox Play Anywhere, or, you know, what games are on sale and all that kind of stuff. It really focuses on Game Pass on the PC app. But I think if Microsoft really wants to take on Steam in this space, it needs an interface that's a bit more like this, which puts the games front and center and doesn't necessarily just function as a giant ad for Game Pass necessarily. It's also a lot faster than the PC app. And I know there's reasons for that. Like the PC app needs more features, you know, more Windowsy kind of features like access to the file system, which, you know, potentially slows down the app over time. And maybe like the web interface doesn't have the necessary hooks it needs to function as a PC app. I don't know. I'm not a dev. I'm certainly not an app designer or anything like that. But as an end user, it feels a lot nicer to me than using the Xbox PC app. Now, if we just go into launching a game here to show you just how it works, if you're unfamiliar with Xbox Cloud Gaming, I actually have a full video on the current version, the current state of Xbox Cloud Gaming. It's gone a lot better, especially if you have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. It goes all the way up to 1440p now, 60 frames per second with boosted bit rates. It's still not quite on the same level as NVIDIA GeForce Now, but NVIDIA GeForce Now has introduced usage caps and that kind of stuff. Xbox, at least for now, doesn't have a usage cap on its paid tiers. xCloud is supposed to be getting a free tier with ads in the future, but we haven't seen that materialize just yet. But you know, as you can see, runs pretty damn well. I mean, this is I don't think Final Fantasy VII gets the next gen xCloud stuff. It's running at 1080p, 60 frames per second on my end, and the bitrate is not as good as it could be. But there are games on xCloud that do support the boosted bitrate, Witcher 3 being one of them. But, you know, this is thoroughly playable, and if I was in a situation where I didn't have the game installed, or, you know, someone had taken over the TV and I was, you know, rocking on a lower end device, or even my phone even, this will be a pretty good stopgap while I was waiting to play it on a, you know, real device. But even on xCloud, you still get the familiar guide menu. It's got, you know, all the same stuff. Access to your achievements, your messages, settings menu. You can leave some feedback. You can change your online status, or even check out your profile and all that kind of stuff. So it's very impressive the way this has all been put together. And again, as someone who does use cloud gaming from time to time and does use Xbox PC a lot, it's really nice to see them develop this and polish it up and sort of bring the design language into sort of one cohesive whole. The problem is, I suppose, right now, is we're in a situation where there's multiple versions of Xbox's endpoints in different directions that all have slightly different design languages, slightly different feature sets, all that kind of stuff. It's a little bit irritating, I suppose, but this does feel like the first step in an attempt to unify all of this. I wouldn't be surprised if the Xbox PC app down the line does end up looking a bit more like this. The store pages, for example, on this new xCloud look way more like they do on the Xbox PC app. You know, with all the same sort of information panels and screenshots and videos and that kind of thing. So it does feel like we're moving in a direction where all this stuff will become unified. How long that's going to take, I have no idea. But anyways, that's a quick look at the new play.xbox.com preview for Xbox Cloud Gaming. I've been Jason with Essential. If you like this video, give it a thumb. And also, if you've got any opinions on this new interface, or Xbox PC, or Xbox Play Anywhere in general, let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next one, guys.